Hello, great people. How we doing today? And welcome to Montez at midday. Hope everyone is doing great on this Fist Pump Friday. Shout out to my title sponsor, The Weed Squad, St. Louis, weedsquad.com, located at 8088 Watson Road. Few things to get into today. Few things, not too much, just a few things to get into. But before I jump into it, I just finished up watching all my sports shows, and Shannon Sharp is out there. Kawhi Leonard was on Jimmy Kimmel, and he said he can't put his hands in his pocket. Shannon Sharp said, "Of course you can't put your hands in your pocket. You wearing them skinny jeans." What grown man puts their hands in their pockets anyway? Anyway, just the way I've been laughing the past few days of television, commercials, documentaries, sports world, of course, and some of the debate shows that I've been watching right there. If you haven't heard my latest episode of Who's to Blame, feel free to go check it out. It is on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, Anchor. It's out there for you. You can follow us on our social media platforms as well. We have a page on Facebook, Who's to Blame, Instagram, Who's to Blame the podcast, and Twitter at W2B Dre Montez. And you can also follow us on YouTube, Dre Montez, where we share our videos as well. We shared a great video the other day in downtown St. Louis on a photo shoot. We went to Union Station and saw the light show inside of Union Station upstairs. And wow, take the kids, take the family, take your loved ones, take yourself. Go check it out. Do a little tour in your own town. There's a whole lot of Christmas lights tours been put on, and light shows. Light shows are phenomenal, and the kids get a kick out of it. Hell, adults get a kick out of it. Hell, I get a kick out of it right there. Really do. Really get a kick out of stuff like that. Well, happy birthday to you. All the birthdays out there. Got few former softball players that are birthdays today. Happy birthday to you guys. Happy birthday to you out there. What up, bro? I know Roll Tide this weekend, and my brother down in Alabama. Proud new papa down there. Yeah, it's Uncle Dre. It's Uncle Dre right here. But you know what we got to do? High fives. Chest bump. Oh, hug it out. Let's go. Let's get it there for a real quick. Boy, that felt good. Give me one more of those. That's a good one. Now, let me see them shoulders shake. That's for that lunchtime crowd to be listening to the music in their car smoking a cigarette. Those of you know who you are. But this television world, man, I don't know if it's due to the pandemic, the new normal, the mindset, the creativity, the thought process, but there's some TV shows out here that are a doozy to me, There's a show on TLC. Ladies, if you into this, I know some guys used to be this way. And the name of the show is I Love a Mama's Boy. Come on. I love a mama's boy. You know, mothers that don't want to let their kid go are the hardest ones ever. Once they get out of the house, the mama still really just critiques the man's girlfriend or wife so much. Let's flip that around. Have you ever dated a daddy's girl? I don't know which is worse. Dating a mama's boy or a daddy's girl? You let me know right there. Let me know. Let me know. No, the new norm, they done took away some of the Christmas movies to get us in the spirit. For some reason, they're not as politically correct as we thought they were when we were kids. But they've stepped up the game a little bit on some of these more inspirational, truthful stories they've been putting out there. And the new Disney movie about the true life story of the Clemson safety, and the name of the movie is called Safety. I was kind of skeptic going into this movie because it's too up to date. There wasn't no big stars in there like that. But I saw something that really made me pay attention to this movie. It was put on by Reginald Hutland, and he did Coming to America. The Hutland brothers and all that, they did Harlem Nights. Great eye, great mindset when it comes to capturing the moment. So it's a really good movie. There is nothing that a kid can't see in this movie. There's really no strong cussing. There's no drug use. It's just adult language going on. There's no F-bombs. There's none of that. No nudity, none of that. Not even really a true passionate kiss. That was like a soft kiss on the lips in the movie. but you get the gist of what the story is about if you are at least 14 years and up. It's one of those movies that tells you about the trials and tribulations of trying to get a college education and play ball because you're on a scholarship coming from a rough life of growing up. A lot of these kids are coming out of situations do not want to go back to, do not want to go back to. They're trying to better themselves and their family. And if they have younger siblings, it's a little harder to concentrate on what you need to be doing, getting your studies in, maintaining that scholarship. So few things happened to him, and the young man still moved on, and Clemson really showed you what it means by the word family in sports right there. But I saw that, and I was like, wow, pretty good movie. It took me by storm. I didn't think it was going to be that worthy of watching, but hey, Reginald Hudlin, good job. Good job on the movie. I can clap today. There's no dog running around here today, so I can clap today. There we go right there. On to the documentary. I'm going to get on to the sports situation in a minute. On to the documentaries. So two documentaries that one I really, really wanted to see, and one I just happened to come across. We'll go with the one I just happened to come across. This guy made a breakthrough in television, and before television, just local plays and doing radio and things of that nature with these different skits that he did. But once he got the opportunity to get on television in a movie, he really shined. I'm talking about John Belushi. If you don't know who John Belushi is, go ahead and Google it. His brother is Jim Belushi at TV show, according to Jim. But on to John Belushi, here's what I did not know about John Belushi. John Belushi, at one time, was hot as a firecracker. I mean, he was hot. He was hot. And I mean, I didn't know he was an immigrant to this country. Did not know that at all. And also, I didn't know that the whole Saturday night thing, the way they got that troupe together out of that comedy club in Chicago, how close knit they were in going through things of that nature. And what did I write down about Mr. Belushi here? On when he did when he first got the opportunity to be on Saturday Night Live, he killed it. He did a childhood audition from this samurai movie that he saw. So that samurai act, that's true. He really saw that as a kid. And the only way Richard Pryor would come on the show if he did that skit with John Belushi. That was interesting for me to find out right there. And also, I didn't know he had just one chick that was with him, one lady that was with him all the time. That was his main love. He wrote her letters all the time and traveling and trying to get this acting thing down to a true science. But as it always happens with entertainers, once you start listening to other people and them trying to tell you a mold you who you're supposed to be, it becomes an issue. And so many artists back in the day, well, still to this day, go down the wrong path once they get done with drugs, alcohol, and sex. They created something so great when they were on that, and they try to recapture that when they're sober and they're missing something. They go back down that trail, and bad decisions are made. And the people around him, some knew, some didn't know. He hid it very, very well into that one really bad incident on Saturday Night Live when he was just totally, totally out of it after he broke his leg doing a stunt at a show somewhere else. But that John Belushi documentary is pretty damn good. Check it out. But John Belushi did a whole lot of great things in his little short time here. Outstanding guy. The movies that he put together, Neighbors, the movie Neighbors, he was really freaking out the whole time making that movie. Didn't want to come out of his trailer. He was really toe up in some of the scenes in the movie. So it wasn't a good, I guess, sense for him in the movie, but him putting that movie together in a way that made that way. So check that out with my man John Belushi, the documentary. And the latest one I just saw, the Bee Gees. Wow. Wow. Didn't know. I first heard of the Bee Gees when the movie Saturday Night Fever came out. That was it. But some things that really just came to my mind is they wrote a song for Otis Redding. Otis Redding was going to record it, but Otis Redding died before he had a chance to do it. Also, I'm going to London. I'm going to London. I'm definitely going. I want to know who. It's called "How Can You Mend a Broken Heart." That's the name of the doc. Was the whole lot, but they had something different. They were harmonizing in different ways the Beatles were because they were brothers and they really had a thing going. So once they got the break and got to expanding beyond London and Australia, it came to America. And it was a different sound than America had ever heard. And a lot of groups at that time were following a lot of the African American acts in music, the Motown sound. A lot of the white artists in London and Australia were following what they heard through Motown music, trying to mimic that. They did a movie about that called The Commitments. Check that movie out. I think it was done in the 90s sometime. But once they got that boom, they got it going. And then their producer bought this article that this guy wrote about a, a club underground. Underground club wrote as an article. So their producer buys this. He bought this article, bought the rights for the article, met John Travolta, signed John to 3 movies for $1 million. At that time, that was unheard of. And they wrote the movie Saturday Night Fever. But him and Barry Gibb came up with the title together. And at first, they were only going to use 2 songs from the Bee Gees, and it turned into one hell of a soundtrack. Genius move to put the soundtrack out before the movie, and it eclipsed all the goals that they wanted it to. All of the goals they wanted to. Them Juggles had 5 songs in the top 10. 5. Okay. After that, this radio shock jock in Chicago decides to have this crazy night on July 13th, 1979, disco night. And we all know about that. Well, now they had to reinvent themselves. They had to create a new sound. So Eric Clapton went to Miami after he sobered up to this house down there and got that genius sound back. He found himself. So he reached out to those guys and said, hey, you need to go here. Go here and find yourself and come up with the way to do it. And they did. And they recaptured a new sound, which came out as the Miami sound, that whole explosion right there. But then they got labeled by that disco shit, and radio stations were refusing to play them. So they had to switch up the game again. This time they became songwriters. Check out the Bee Gees documentary. So much. Eric Clapton. If it wasn't for him, where would the Bee Gees be at? If he never would have told them to go to Miami, what would have happened? You tell me what would have happened right then. So what's going to happen now, Major League Baseball? If you didn't hear, no more Negro League. Negro League is now Major League Baseball. When I first heard the news, I thought it was, let me find out a little bit more what they really mean by this. I want to say for the past 10 years, Major League Baseball has been doing little bitty things here and there to recognize the Negro League, but not to a level as this. And there's a movie called Long Gone. You got Bing Along All-Stars out there. There are a few movies out there that depict a little bit fictional stories about the Negro League and really true to life on how it was done. But the Negro League was had some hell of 5 ball players in it. From the documentaries that I saw, from actually sitting and talking with Mr. former Negro League ball player Buck Owens. Had a pleasure sitting and talking with him and his nurse about 15, 17 years ago, somewhere in that frame. Just a great, great man to sit and talk about the days of sports during his time, how much has evolved and all this and all this. And he told me a story about Bo Jackson. He was at a Kansas City Royals batting practice. And he said, I haven't ran fast in a long time, young man. But I heard this sound coming off the bat that I haven't heard since Josh Gibson. So I'm saying to myself, who could this be he was talking about? He was talking about Bo Jackson. He said he hadn't heard a sound like that since Josh Gibson. If you don't know who Josh Gibson was, he was a former Negro League baseball player catcher. And one year, I believe it was 1943. I believe it was 43. He had one walk. One walk. His batting average, his slugging percentage. It is said that he has hit anywhere between 800 and 1,000 home runs, but we don't know. The way they kept records back then, we don't know. So I'm wondering how is this going to affect the record books in Major League Baseball? How much is this going to change? I was trying to Google to find out how many Negro League players are still alive to witness this moment, to appreciate this moment. What does this really mean for Kansas City, the Negro League Museum? What's going to change? What's going to change moving forward with Major League Baseball when it comes to the records? What does this put the other guys at? I mean, how long is this? When is this going to be immediately effective on to come to the Major League Baseball statistics and the records out there? That's what I want to know. And did they really have to adjust the records to include the Negro League? That's an interesting article that's on ESPN.com. You can see that for yourself. But I congratulate you, Major League Baseball. It's about damn time. About damn time. Check out the movie Long Gone. And if you haven't seen the Bing Along All-Stars of Billy D. Williams and Richard Pryor, I believe James Earl Jones is in there too. Yeah, he is. It's a great cast, great movie, great mindset. The way the Negro League was started, what it put out there in talent, how it drew in fans, the things they did to keep the fans there as opposed to Major League Baseball. It was a different approach to the way the Negro League did it. But no more Negro League. We're now part of the Major League Baseball conversation. Thank you again, Rob Manfred. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's move on to it. College football. College football. There's a lot going on this weekend. There's a lot going on tonight. You got Oregon playing USC. But tomorrow, I think a lot of people are going to be paying attention to a little bit more of the games they want to watch of that nature. And look like I left something. Give me a break. All right, we're back. All righty there. Yeah, gotta get my notes on college football. But tonight we got Oregon and USC. And if you watched the football game last night, Oregon has been all over the place. Well, on Saturday, we got some notable games as well. Shout out to Charlotte, North Carolina. They're hosting the ACC Championship. Notre Dame and Clemson. Got a few folks that I know that are going to be at the game. I'm going to be looking for you for your signs. What is it going to say? What up, Dre in St. Louis? Who's your daddy? We're the real Catholics down here. I want to see the creativity in the signs. But it's going to be a lot of what ifs with this whole bowl situation, the way they wink, wink, Ohio State and everything with the pandemic and moving forward. This is a huge weekend for college football starting tonight. But tomorrow, these are the games I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Oklahoma and Iowa State. Okay. Louisiana and Coastal Carolina. You know how I roll with Coastal Carolina. You already know how I roll on that. Clemson and Notre Dame. Man Cave member Jay is a huge Notre Dame fan. Huge. The Golden Domers in the building. I can only imagine what downtown Charlotte is like right now. I can only imagine. I bet it is a treat down there. Oh, man. If I could just do the I Dream of Dre dance and pop up in Charlotte, North Cackalack right now, I definitely would. I don't know if Dre Jr. is going to the game, but I've already put out my order for a hat. Not a shirt. I want a hat with both teams on their ACC championship. Charlotte, North Carolina, 2020. Yeah, so that's going to be it right there. I know. Dre, what you feel about your Gators? I don't feel confident beating Bama. Roll Tide. I know my brother down in Alabama. I know my man Ken, former softball teammate. Everybody's on Bama's side. I probably know two Gator fans. They both live in Soulard. That's it. Out of all Missouri and Illinois, there are only two other people like me that really believe in Florida. I'm not going to say we're going to lose that bad, but if we play like we played last week against 34 fucking freshmen, we're going to get shut out 77-3 or 77-0. We're going to get shut out of the touchdown end zone situation, only end up kicking a 43-yard field goal. 34 freshmen, let that sink in. 34 freshmen came on and embarrassed us last weekend. Embarrassed us last weekend. It was embarrassing. Poor gameplay, poor game preparation, poor execution. The style looked awful. We cannot have the same repeat performance, or we'll be the laughing stock of the SEC. My phone is going to ring off the hook. My emails are going to blow up. My instant message is going to go through the roof. And I may snatch out my hair out if we go out and play that damn bad again. Awful football last weekend, Dan Mullen. But that's why I feel about college football. But I'm still going to roll with my boys. I'm still going to wear my orange and blue. I'm going to rock with them to the end of time when it comes to that situation right there. I'm going to stay with them. Speaking of staying with them. Nope, that's the wrong part. Speaking of staying with them. It gets hard to do when your teams are not playing well. They're not executing the way they should. Your top guy not showing up. Nobody on the sideline wants to be that guy to spark that team. That's hard to find nowadays. That motivational factor to push that team. That's hard to go. That's not pass interference that way. That's just my motion of pushing the team, pushing the envelope, so to speak. It makes me so mad when we're at home and we can see what's about to happen. It's that moment we just say, what the fuck are they doing? You see the defensive preset formation. There's no audible being called at the line. There's nothing. We're just going to call the same play. You didn't see all them people move. You didn't see none of that. You're just going to call the same play. Nothing's coming in from the sideline. No hand signals, no nothing, no hand jive, no nothing. We're just going to go with that play. And what happens usually, kids? A pick six. Well, it is the holiday season. I don't know if you have your Christmas tree yet, but Denali.com delivers your Christmas tree. You know, your dad ever comes home from work and shake your hand. You're like, damn, Dad, your hand's kind of rough. Well, get you some mountainmanscrub.com today. It'll stop all of that. Great for tattoos, newly tattoos. Great for that color back, that inspiration. Great for your hands, your feet, your elbows, and knees. There used to be a song called that head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Man scrub that body across the floor. So go to manscrub.com right there. It's that time of year where all the sports are coming to an end. We got to make a decision what team we're going to roll with. How's your fantasy football? How is your number one team in the NFL doing? How are they doing? As a Bronco fan, it's a rough sports year for me. Rough. My Lakers probably the only thing to look forward to. Hey, the only ones look good. Only ones look good. Considering where we're going now, the end of the NFL season. With that time right now. And tomorrow I guess this whole weekend, I gotta talk like Al Pacino the whole weekend. Every inch counts when you're going down the field, when you're trying to motivate yourself or your teammates. Every inch counts, every yard counts. That's how I feel about the NFL. But I don't think they're taking it as serious as we do. As the fans. No. So here's a thought process before I get into my game predictions. I've been hearing a lot about practice squad signings. I've been hearing a lot about, well, this guy's not ready. I'm not saying we need every NFL team to buy in on this, but I do believe it is time for a minor league in football in the NFL, guys. I really do. I really do. Yes, I just play one game a week. I say play on Tuesdays. If your performance is good enough and your team needs a position player to step up, you're fresh. You're ready to go. You're ready to go. But signing guys from the practice squad to get to game day preparation is a little bit more of the analytics than life itself. It's not as easy as it sounds. Yes, I want a practice squad and I want a minor league system put in the NFL. Maybe a 7 to 10 team NFL minor league system. Something needs to work. These guys need to do something. There is no way possible. There are, what, 5 teams without NFL running back? There are no receivers that want to be the next man up. We played without a fucking quarterback this year. Can you imagine if there was a minor league team that the team could have went to when they saw that guy's actual performance instead of going to old video footage from fucking 10 years ago? Most frustrating thing ever as a sports fan. Everybody else has a minor league. Why we can't have one? Every team doesn't need one, but can we buy into a system? Divide it up. Out of those 18, 4 of you get to pick. Let's divide it up. If it's about money, find some damn money. The NBA did. Find some money. Find some money. Anyone see the game last night? His car that he pulled up, got shot by a sniper going up out of bounds. Jeez, it does it. Oh, that looked painful, too. Looked painful. That kid Herbert is special. Marcus Mariota, Oregon versus Oregon last night. That's a good game. I didn't think that game would be that good considering how San Diego has played this year. And seeing how the Raiders have just turned into the COVID team of 2020. They really have. I don't know who's playing. I don't know who's on that team. But this kid Herbert is special. This guy is leading the league in pass attempts. I don't know if Joe Burrow wouldn't have got hurt. They'd probably been neck and neck. The touchdown record of a rookie quarterback, he passed Baker Mayfield. But that's the crazy thing. He has more 50-yard completions than any starting quarterback in the league. Kansas City football Chiefs fan, let that sink in. This guy is on to something. I think the Chargers, and no matter what happens to the Buffalo Bills, both of these franchises are putting something together to go up instead of down. They're going up. However the Chargers finish this year, I guarantee they finish better next year. Whatever the Buffalo Bills do this year, I guarantee they finish better next year. They're on to something. They're on to something, and it's fun to watch. It is fun to watch. But I didn't see that game being that good last night. It was a great game. Here's what else I have on the docket this weekend. Nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. Playing my Broncos in Mile High. Saturday football in the NFL. I have a plate full what I'm going to be doing on Saturday. Buffalo is fun to watch. Fun to watch. They're exciting. They're all involved. Look at the sideline when they pan the sideline. Look how engaged the players are. Look how engaged the players are about the play, about helping each other out when they get back on the field at the next transition for the defense or the offense. They're fun to watch. And I said that team is moving up. The Broncos, Drew Lock. Was it luck last year? Yeah. I don't know where my heart is at on this. Well, my heart is not in the Drew Lock at all. Is there a solution to this to build off of what Drew Lock, the little shit he's done this year, to move forward next year? It should be a plus factor moving into next year for the Broncos. I want to go down the line with Elway in the offseason. We're going to figure this thing out. I want 11 wins next year. I'm predicting 11-5 next year by draft, acquisitions, and trades, and free agent signing in the offseason. But Drew Lock needs to man up. I got Buffalo winning this game, kids. Buffalo. The Panthers and the Packers. Uh-oh. Teddy B has had a hard year. It's been a hard year for Teddy B. Sit McCaffrey down. Don't ruin the future. Don't sit him down. There's no need for this young man to play no more this year. He's done enough. A. Ron, the most angriest quarterback in the NFL right now. Nobody appreciates me. Look what I'm doing without nothing. How many Super Bowl victories you got? That's probably why. And you've had some great teams. You had one of the top NFL coaches. You trained behind Brett Favre, as they said in something about Mary. Brett Favre. Check down. I can't call him check down no more. I'm going to call him angry A. Ron. I think he's going to have a field day. He's going to have a field day. I got the Packers winning this. I got Packers winning this one. The Texans at the Colts. Uh-oh. Deshaun is doing 90% of the offensive production with the Texans. He's doing 90% of the work with the Texans, people. And everybody's okay with this. The man body is beaten down, worn up. Him, tired, boss. Getting some help. Put JJ on offense and see what happens. Put him on offense. And they're going against Old Man River, Phillip Rivers. 10 kids all by one woman. She's tired. Not one set of twins. She's tired. Now, I think he only has only nine. I have Old Man River winning this one. I want to see playoff performance, Phillip Rivers. That's what I want to see. Give me that playoff performance of Phillip Rivers and give me the coach, baby. Give me the coach. The Eagles and the Cardinals. Jalen and Kyler Murray. Uh-oh. It's going to be a lot of this. It's going to be a lot of this. It's going to be a lot of this. Oh, man, a lot of RPOs. The turnover margin must be minimal for the Philadelphia Eagles to be a part of this conversation. Minimize the turnovers. Utilize the clock. Smart gameplay. I know it's hard, and this sounds really confusing, but you do not have to make a big play on every time you touch the ball as the quarterback. If Jalen goes out there with the mindset, I have to do something spectacular each and every play, it's going to be the turnover city for the Eagles. Kyler Murray and Arizona Football Cardinals, I don't know what happened. Ever since that New England Patriots game, that bullshit phantom call hit on Cam Newton out of bounds, which resulted in a personal foul, and Cam Newton threw less than 85 yards and they won the game. Arizona has not been the same football game. Kyler's shoulder is about 95% probably, but I think smarter football play needs to be made by him as well. He wants to make a big play every time because he wants to prove the naysayers wrong on his choice of taking the NFL, Major League Baseball, his size and demeanor, and the college he came from, and what he did earlier in the year, the first 6 games of the season. He needs to get back to that form of being able to pick up that coverage right away and utilize the situation of the plays that are given to him. I got Philly winning this one in an upset. I got Jalen Hurts winning this game. Jalen Hurts. Uh-oh. Chiefs at the Saints. We just heard that Drew Brees is going to be the starting quarterback in this game. Drew Brees had a collapsed lung and a cracked rib. Are you sure you want to do this, Drew? Drew Brees, for cheesy. Come on, man. Go sit down. Let the fullback quarterback. Come on now. Sean Payton. Kansas City hitting on that line. They hitting on that line. Come on now. Come on. I don't agree with this decision. If he's not showing that Drew Brees after the first quarter, change it up. Kansas City Football Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, or Shake Shack call him Patrick Mahomes boy. They haven't been playing like last year. Nobody can do that. Travis Kelce not 100%. Now we just found out the ugliest man in America, Tyreek Hill. Keep your helmet on. Is not 100%. This is going to be an interesting game. But I heard some disturbing conversations that the Saints are decisive on whether to blitz just 4 people. Don't blitz Mahomes. You know what that's going to turn into for him? A dream. That turns into 7-on-7 football. What happens then? He gets to spread the play. He gets to extend the play. You don't want that Patrick Mahomes coming out. So I think you got to be able to disguise the blitz because he's over, 72% on coverage versus on zone versus man coverage. He's over 80% against the blitz. But the way to get the Kansas City Football Chiefs is on that 3rd, 6, and 3rd and 8 and more. At 3rd and 6 and more is the way to get them right there. Take a page out of Denver Broncos playbook right there on what they did to the Kansas City Football Chiefs on 3rd downs. You get them in a 2nd and 5, you can forget it. You got to get them in a 3rd and 6 or more. But that whole notion you're just only going to rush 4 people the whole game, he's going to have a field day. He could probably throw for 600 damn yards. But I got the Kansas City Football Chiefs winning this game. I really do. And I wish they really would take a look at this whole minor league situation with the NFL. I think this really could be done with some great thought process with this. There are a whole lot of coaches out there that need a little bit more tweaking, that kind of are done with college but want to go to the NFL but need that NFL. You know, we can't intern you all, but we can have room for you in the minor league system for the NFL. There's some coaches out there I want to see move up the chain, that want to move up the chain, but it's hard getting to that NFL door on coaching. But you can get in the door with a new minor league system. I'm not saying every NFL team needs one. We can start out small with 8 teams, and they get to pick from the pool when they need a player from that team. You can take people from the practice squad. You can move them to the minor league team. We can move the pieces all around. This could work. This could work. Because for the past 4 weeks, we hear an announcer saying, well, they just don't have it at the running back position. They just signed Todd Jackson out of Ithaca State to the practice squad, but he's not ready. But if they signed him from the minor league squad, I guarantee he'll be ready. Fresh legs. He just played a whole game. Whole game. What's so big about that? What is so hard about putting a minor league football system together? And we can put them in cities that used to have NFL teams that still have NFL facilities. Wink, wink, St. Louis. We can get so creative with this thing here. It really wouldn't cost us a damn dime. Make them use the old damn uniform. Uniforms don't make the player. I want to see a minor league football system. I really do. Can we get that going? Can we please get this going? That'd be something to appreciate. I really would, to see that put out there. Really would. Because I'm tired of week in and week out hearing about they don't have a playmaker on the team. They need someone on the team that can extend the play. Well, they just signed Dan Ferguson, a receiver out of Tennessee, and he has that 4.3 speed, but he's just now getting acclimated with their playbook this week since they signed him to the practice squad. But if he was on the damn minor league team, I bet he could get out there and produce then. A team played without a quarterback this year. A team played without an NFL quarterback this year. What team was that? The Denver Broncos. Need to be ashamed of themselves. The NFL should be ashamed of themselves. I felt like the laughing stock of America right there when that happened. How does that happen? That's like when the commissioner of baseball canceled the All-Star game. He just ended it. Too many players being used. We're going to end this on a tie. Then the Yankees won the World Series based on the home field advantage and criteria by Major League Baseball. Come on. This isn't Tulane College, the posse where nobody's over 6 feet. Come on. Give me something. Come on, NFL. You're better than that, baby. Speaking of better than that, baby. It was either New York or New Jersey said something very, very disturbing on the news, probably Tuesday. As a kid, you remember this. Snow day. He got on the news and said, the mayor or the governor, it's the mayor, said we're going to cancel snow day today. What the fuck? Snow day? You know what snow day meant in the 80s, man? Hippie Hill. Huh? Making you a toboggan or a sleigh out of a trash can, out of some old rooftop, just going down the hill, losing your mind, trying to land in the water, trying to hurt 8 people. Those were the days of snow day. Then when you got older, snow day turned into sex with your girlfriend. You can't cancel snow day. That's kids look forward to that. Kids look forward to it. This pandemic has really turned kids into grown people. They are growner now than they were 5 years ago. I don't like grown kids. I like a 10-year-old to be fucking 10. I don't like a 10-year-old that's 15 or 18 years old. The holiday season. I don't like it. Oh, we got to figure out a way to get the kid back into the kids. Get the kid back into the kids. That make any sense here on Montez at midday? Again, shout out to the title sponsor, theweedsquad.com, Weed Squad St. Louis, located at 8088 Watson Road, as well as Denali. Go to Denali.com and get your Christmas tree delivered to you. MountainManScrub.com. It's just something about that right there that I really do like. A lot of sports going on this weekend, people. A lot of sports. We're getting closer to the big day, that being Christmas. Also getting closer to the ugly sweater party. It's going to be a lot of fun. December 28th, live here, Zooming, YouTube, the Facebook page, Who's to Blame. Going to be a lot of fun. The Christmas tree has the ornaments decorated as all of the sponsors. It's not too late if you would like to participate. You want to get your company or business or your mission or your path affiliated with this. You can just inbox me or email me at moredremontez.com to find out more information on how you can get involved. I've already reached out to some of the former sponsors I had in my days of doing talk radio on CBS Sports Radio 920 AM here in St. Louis, and the feedback has been phenomenal. But I'm looking forward to this, to dance, to laugh, to talk to some people, and to see some people, and more importantly, put that ugly sweater on. I wear it once a year. But guys, thanks for tuning in here on Montez at midday. Enjoy your weekend, and happy birthday to you all again out there, all of you. Happy birthday to you again. Enjoy it. Enjoy the weekend. And most importantly, appreciate the details of the day. Enjoy, and thanks for listening.